Uh-oh.
What happened?
Okay, that was too
I'm sorry.
weird.
I removed myself. I was
I
pretending to be
turned off my
Peachy.
computer and you disappeared.
Tony was doing some magic.
I felt like Houdini for the moment. I'm so sorry. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for joining us for yet again another episode of Ladies of the Empire. I'm joined here today with Niners Jess, Crystal Peachy B, and Niner Lady Dina. And we may be expecting Gina Reppin Da Bay and your girl Bex. If they show up, that'd be awesome. They are very busy ladies, so you never know. So we got a few little things that we'll be going over, but first let's start off with how are you ladies today?
Go ahead, Jess.
It's Thursday. Thankfully, tomorrow's Friday.
Amen.
Absolutely, gotta love a good Friday.
Yes, definitely. Just ditto what she said, man. I'm just glad this week is almost over.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in the
Uh,
valley, so we've been having 100-degree weather. So the weeks feel longer when it's hot like this. It's like, oh
Oh
god.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed by the best and glad this weekend is coming up. Maybe I can actually take a nap on Saturday.
I
Nice.
hear that. I definitely hear that. I was supposed to go I had made this plan, I go to the gym on the weekends and work out and everything, right? And so I was like, I'm just gonna get up, like at 4, and I'm just gonna go to the gym before work because back in the day, whenever I was younger, when I used to go to the gym, I used to always get up really early and go and knock it out and then go to work and, feel like really good, like working and stuff.
Hmm.
But now my body's like, girl, it ain't happening. It's not happening through the
No.
week. Like you're just gonna have to keep with your long, hours on Saturday and Sunday. They're like, girl, it's not like good and well that we are not gonna function like that. So
Yeah, I gave that up after about 2 years. Because after you get done on the treadmill, you do your last little run on the treadmill.
mm-hmm.
My body was like, "Are you crazy? Now you want us to go to work? Hell no."
Yeah, I need my sleep.
Right.
Yes.
Me
So
too.
I would like run over to the Dunkin' Donuts and get a large coffee with espresso, a shot
Amen.
of espresso in it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Get a good jump
Girl,
start to the day.
that's me. Yep. Yeah, me
Yeah,
and
it's very hard.
Dunkin' Donuts are best friends.
Oh, love it. That's what you can go by the Dunkin' Donuts coffee of the grounds, and I do. We have this like little Keurig thing, which is super amazing. If you don't need to make a pot of coffee, I just fill up that little pot and have me a nice little decent cup of Dunkin' Donuts in
Yes.
the morning. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. And it always tastes
I
best
don't
when you can
even
wake up
drink
to it.
coffee.
Oh no, Jess, you're just born ready, aren't you? You're like, I don't need
Yeah.
coffee.
I wish I had
Nah.
that
That's
energy,
awesome.
man. Jess has a lot of energy. I'm like, if you just pull like half of that, just send that in the mail or something so
Yeah,
I can
really.
just sprinkle myself with it.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
If I don't have 20 ounces of coffee, man,
Right.
I'm like a shortened version of Medea. So it's not good.
I love it.
People call me crew what's it they call me? No, people call me Maleficent at work whenever I don't have any coffee.
Uh oh. Well, I don't know if everybody has heard. I'm pretty sure we all have seen the Zach Gelb show and his interview with Deebo Samuel. And Jess had spoke on this yesterday on her show, and I'd like to hear your ladies' opinions on what are your thoughts on Gelb's question to Deebo. It seems like that interview was starting out right. It seems like it, made you feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside, and then bam, he brought out that negative side. And if you haven't seen it, I did drop the link in my description. So if you want to go check that out sometime, But if you have seen it, what do you think of that? And anybody could start.
Go ahead, Miss Peachy.
I thought that he really made me mad. Like I really felt like Deebo did. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how you have an interview and people just know what to say to like press your buttons. I really feel like that's how that interview went. Like, you know, because at first it was cool and everything, and then it's like he just had to get that in there so he could just, you know, get under Deebo's skin. And that's pretty much. And there's like a lot of people that it pissed me off with that because they're like, oh, you know, Deebo has to have thicker skin than that and all this stuff, and you know, he should be more mature than that. You can't just hang up on somebody. First of all, this is a free country. You can do whatever you want to do. If Deebo was sick of talking to the dude, then he's just sick of talking to him. Like slavery left, you know, like forever ago. And this stuff people are saying about, you know, how Deebo's supposed to act and you know, how he's supposed to have more respect than that and whatever. First of all, dude needed to have more respect for Deebo in the first place. I just didn't even like the way that he came off with it. And I was glad that Deebo, you know, was like, yeah, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
Like I said last night on my show, you know, the questioning was a joke. You know, because it's just, I mean, how removed are we from, you know, the NFC Championship game, and we're still getting questions on it,
right.
And it's a game that we all just want to move away from, move on from rather. But it just, you know, and you know, you're right, Peachy. Like he just, I didn't think that the respect factor was there. And I don't even know who the guy is, to be completely honest with you. But I just thought like just the questioning was a joke.
Yeah, I was not pleased at all. I thought the questioning made it seem like it was really ignorant. And you know, it's time to move on. You know, why are you adding fuel to old fire? And I didn't like the way, like you said, Miss Peachy, about the way he approached Deebo with these questions. It made it look like he was talking, like Deebo was a child. And Deebo's a better man, because if it were me, I'd have been like, bye, B, click.
Okay? Yeah, me too.
But the questions were so insane. Why are you adding fuel to a fire that's been squashed? You know, it's like, grow up. Grow up.
Right.
And there's no need for it. You had no real valid questioning. And yeah, I don't blame Deebo for walking out. You know, because after a while, you get to a pressure point. You know, like we say here in Philly, you either going to go Broad Street on a person or you're going to shut up. Okay? And I'm glad he took the high road and shut up. Me, I'd have went Broad Street on him.
Me too.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I didn't like the questioning. It made it seem like he was talking to someone who was a child or illiterate, and he was trying to bait. He was trying to bait Deebo. And it's over. Okay? Let's talk about it in December. Okay? Let's deal with December. What's past is past. We moved on from that. And that was the talk this morning on one of the sports radio stations here in Philly. And they were like, oh, he was really immature. And I had to turn it off because it was making me angry.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that was the case. I think the guy was immature. The interviewer was very immature. And he was trying to bait Deebo into something that was totally squashed, totally irrelevant. We're ready to move on. Let's not dwell on the past. Okay, we learned from that. Now let's move on. So that's my thought. I thought it was really immature and just bad journalism coming from, and I used to be a journalism major. Coming from a journalism major, that's bad, tacky journalism.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh. Definitely. When I was listening to it, like I first said, it sounded like it was starting out right. I was like, okay, this doesn't seem to be so bad. And then that's when he went into, it's almost as if you knew where he was going, because he didn't just ask one question and take the hint from Deebo when he was answering, like, okay, let's not pick at that old wound. Let's dig under the scab. Let's reiterate the same question in a different term, but ask the same question.
Right.
And it was just like, the dude already said, let's not talk about that. That's old. That's old news. That's, and if he said it, he said it, but let's not talk about it, because he already had mentioned, last year wasn't a great year for him. So he's already in the mindset of being a better Deebo than he was last year. And regardless of what he said, he doesn't need anybody like Gelb getting into his head, saying stupid stuff like this. And I feel like the Gelb guy was trying to make a clown out of Deebo. And it was kind of funny because, when Deebo had called the, I don't know who it is that they call to come over there and say, hey, take the phone. But it was just interesting because when he had left, that Gelb guy wanted to say, oh, it was absurd. And it's like, really? Like, the only one who's being absurd really is you, because, you're throwing a big fit that Deebo got tired of dealing with you. And he wasn't going to sit there and listen to you talk crap to him, and sit here and try to clown him in front of all these people. And, regardless of if he's going to have 6 other interviews with people that are just like Gelb, he has that right to either continue the interview or not. And it actually is a privilege that these guys actually give these reporters or analysis time to actually, answer questions. And it's just sad because you can have a better interview if you ask better questions. And when you go that route to kind of clown somebody, it's not nice. And, what did he expect?
If you ask intelligent questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Intelligent, relevant questions.
Yeah, like he could have asked, what are your goals for this year? You came out and said, you didn't like what was put on paper last year. It was a poor performance 2022 season. What do you plan on doing this year? That would have been a more acceptable question. But to go and, the loss to the Eagles stings. Any loss that they get stings. But that was just that's a smack of the century. So to sit there and try to, let's ask Deebo this, did you really expect a decent answer to come from somebody who is still reaming from that? Like, no.
See, my whole thing behind it was, you didn't finish the job and win the damn ring. So, I mean, you literally got beat in the Super Bowl. And if we have done what we were supposed to do, then we would have won the Super Bowl because of our opponent that we had. We know we would have won that. So at that particular, the way that we were set up, if Brock hadn't got hurt, if this and that, we would have won. And another thing that annoyed me is he knew, before he even started asking the stupid question in the first place, what the response. Like I said, he was trying to get a rise out of him. Like, he literally was just trying to, just goad him and just get a rise out of him, and all that stuff. That he already had a plan. Like, he already knew, he was going to ask the question that's been asked like a billion, like, just like you guys said, we're over it now. Like, this is this is a whole new season. This is a whole brand new season. And
we're on to the next chapter.
Yeah. It's time for them to move on and, hope that they're able to even make it back to that point.
Right.
Because they're not the 49ers. We have been to that point for, years now, talk about recently. They have not. So therefore, they need to just focus on them. There's so many Eagles fans that are focused on us, saying things like saying,
jealous,
we're overrated, all this stuff. it, you know, that like I think Breezy had put a poll on there, I think, and wanted to know, you know, if we were now considered a rivalry, and I said no. And the reason why that I said no is because you have to be at a certain point more than just one time, you know, and face us to be considered a rivalry in my eyes. And I'll believe it when I see it that Philly does it this year, because I don't know. All I'm saying is I do not consider them to be a rivalry. I don't care how much crap they talk. And like I said, they want to be. They want to be considered the 49ers rival, like really bad. But you gotta, you know, like I said, we've been up there for some years now, and they haven't, not recently. So,
Yeah,
you got to do more than that.
Funny? Want to hear something funny about that?
Sure.
The other talk this morning on the radio, sports radio, was the Eagles are saying, some of the Eagles players are saying, we could have won the Super Bowl if it wasn't for the sloppy conditions of the field. Because we were slipping and sliding all over that field. If the field had been turf or better, we could have won.
They sound like Giant fans when Giant fans complain about the refs.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that was the big talk after the Deebo thing, but that was the big talk this morning. We could have won that game if the field was better. We got to make sure that we play on a decent field next time.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like it's a scenario where, you know, they submitted like a line of questions.
Yes.
And he, you know, that he pretty much went off script as far as what question. And then that's what, you know, kind of aggravated Deebo as well. You never know. But still, it's.
Yes, that they had, that's what I was saying about it being so intentional. Like, it probably wasn't even one of the main questions that they wanted him to ask him. He just decided, you know, I'm just going to take my shot with this, and I'm just going to do this because this is going to make me popular with the Bird Gang and blah, 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 and all this stuff, you know, and I'm going to get all these people to, you know, tune in and then subscribe to my YouTube and do all these different things like that. And there's always like some kind of agenda. And he thought by doing that was going to, you know, do something huge. But Deebo had other plans, which I'm so glad that he did that.
Absolutely. I believe he did the best thing. You know, it's like, at the end of the day, their profession is, you know, you're going to have a camera in your face. You're going to have to be susceptible to these different interviewers. But there's times where at the end of the day, you still have that right to say, you know, I don't want to put up with you. I don't want you to get under my skin. I don't want you getting in my head. I don't want you making me look like I'm a joke because, you know, I know what I'm trying to do and I'm not trying to deal with you.
Yeah. And then like, the other thing is that, you know, everyone knows, if you know about the players, like in any sports, they have certain things in their contract that they're contracted to do certain things. I mean, we saw Marshawn Lynch get in trouble, you know, about not, you know, following his contract and breaking NFL rules by not whatever. But this little piece of crap dude that Deebo was talking to, that's nobody. So he's not contracted to talk to him. So therefore, he's like, yeah, when I'm done, I'm done. And since you want to come at me this way, then I'm really done.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. And now we'll go on to our next topic. So I was doing a little research, and, you know, sometimes you go and try to find the best possible answers you can find to just kind of help not only hype your way through the season and into the season, but also stay positive throughout it all, even before the season starts. But we're going to be talking about what the 49ers' last two winning Super Bowls and the 2023 49ers have in common. And we know if we went back to, I believe it was the Broncos Super Bowl, we had Ed McCaffrey, who is today's Christian McCaffrey's father. So we have two McCaffreys You know, so it's nice already for a good start to have a McCaffrey on the field, because last time we had a McCaffrey on the team, we went to a Super Bowl and we won it. So that's definitely one thing that I would say. And what do you ladies find that the Niners have from this year in common with any other Super Bowls that we've previously won?
So I'll start by saying a wide receiver tandem. I'll go with Jerry Rice and John Taylor, and put that with Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. That's what I see. You know, that that tandem. You had one, of course, you know, that was like huge, you know, Jerry Rice, but a lot of people forget about John Taylor, and he was really good too. He was really, really good too. And so I think with the Deebo Ayuk, you know, thing, whether, you know, you put Ayuk 1, Deebo 2, I mean, you know, whatever. It just depends on your preference and what you think and all this stuff. I mean, I look at it as exactly the same way. I look at Jerry Rice and John Taylor, and I see Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. So that's mine.
I'm going to say a good defense.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to remember that game, because I won big money then too.
Me too.
Oh, look, I paid for my transportation on the bus and everything. Shoot, gave me a 6-pack and a pack of Marlboros. I was happy. I bought a carton of Marlboros that time. Yeah, defense was one of their strong points then. And also, the offensive line was off the chain.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
The offensive line, from what I'm remembering of that game, offensive line was off the chain. And
yes,
I just, you see, you're bringing back memories now. I'm like, like, oh my God. Yeah. That, and I would say our corners were strong then. They were really strong, because there were a lot of picks in that game, and there were a lot of heavy hits.
Oh, yes.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's when you could knock the fool out of.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of heavy hits, but the defense was definitely on cue. But the offensive line was banging. They were
absolutely.
They had a rhythm. They had that rhythm going. You know, it wasn't 1, 2, 3 out. It was 1, 2, okay, now we got it. Boom, touchdown. How you like me now? You know.
Yeah.
So the offensive line was off the chain then.
Yeah.
And that was that's what's going to happen now.
Right. That comment that was up there, Toni, was really, really good, actually, because I do remember that John Elway was touted as, you know, you might have ran through these people, but you're not going to, you know, do this and you're not going to do that and all this stuff. And like, we made him look so silly in that game.
Yeah.
But that was all that people were talking about. They were talking about, you know, how Elway was, you know, a different, you know, a different breed, and, you know, the 49ers ain't, you know, ran across something like that, you know, and whatever, and all this stuff. And we just like put the whoop ass on him.
Okay. Miss Peachy, we opened up that can.
We sure did.
We opened up that can. Yeah.
That was such a fun game.
Oh, it was.
Such a fun game.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
What was that, 55-10?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
And then also that kind of a beat down.
I was like, yeah, boy.
Yeah. 55-10. That was great. That really.
Yeah, it
that's
was
some
wonderful.
high scoring points for a Super Bowl. That's really amazing.
Right. There's that one, and then you have the Chargers one, of course, which was also, bad for the Chargers too. So, that was a crazy game too.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Woo!
we were the
Absolutely.
ones, because like you
And then
had,
also into comparison.
hmm
Oops. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was reading the comment. That right there is actually cool too. Yep. Roger Craig and Christian McCaffrey both running and catching for it. Yeah. Yep. That's great too. I just thought that
And I know a lot of people. I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I know a lot of people aren't really, well, there are many people that are fans of Shanahan, but, you always hear a lot of people who are, quick to blame the coach. So sometimes there might not be as many fans as we'd like to believe. But one of the positives about having a Shanahan is the last time we went to a Super Bowl, we had, again, a father Shanahan. And then now we have a son Shanahan leading the way.
yes.
And that's something to look forward to also, because it's not like his father didn't teach him what he needed to know. I'm pretty sure that daddy let that boy know all the bags, have all the tricks and which ones to pull out at which time. And
definitely,
Kyle, he's just trying to do his own thing. And, when he has to pull out what, daddy had taught him, he will. And he tries to be creative his own way. But that is definitely something exciting to look forward to also, because, last time we went to a Super Bowl, we had a Shanahan. And now we have a Shanahan again.
Yeah. He was no joke back then. I'm telling you. Mike Shanahan was no joke.
Yep. Yeah, that was I don't know.
And then
I just
also
loved them.
Go ahead.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I was going to also say we had Kubiak's, Gary Kubiak, and then now we have his two sons that are on the team.
That's true.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting to see play out too, because I know in 2021, the Kubiaks are doing really good. So it's nice to see what they can pull out for 2023.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities.
It's funny because when I first heard it, I was like, where do I know that name from? I had to think about it. I was like, wait a minute. Now I get it. Larry. Yeah, that's great though.
I know.
Oh.
So
I'm
trying to think.
That makes it a lot of fun. And then now we'll move on to, and did you have any more on that, Jess? Any more on the similarities between this year's Niners and the winning Super Bowls with the Niners?
Nope.
Okay. So we will move on to training camp. Excellent. So we have now the training camp, open camp dates for everybody in the public. Are any of you ladies going to be attending to any of the open camp?
Only if they pay me. My job's not going to let me go all the way across the country.
I'm definitely looking into it. We'll see.
That would be awesome. If you get to go, Jess, make sure that you get us some stuff that we can put on the show so that we can talk about it and stuff. That would be fantastic.
Oh, for sure.
I wish I could go, but I can't. I can't go. I can barely take off for the games that I'm taking off of this year because we're so understaffed right now.
Yeah, my husband and I, we only live about an hour and a half, about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away from Santa Clara. And it's nice because it's open to the family, so you can bring your children in, bring the stroller. And, I have two of them. One doesn't really run, but I have a 2-year-old. She runs, and the 11-year-old, she's a lot of help. But, we're thinking about which day would be best to make it a little family day. And we already know we're going to be in the sun. So we just got to figure out, how to battle the Suns
Yeah.
and still make it a great day for everybody. But I know
Yeah,
usually
Toni-
it's going to be a Saturday or
Yeah, Toni, make sure you take your sunblock.
absolutely.
burn.
Oh gosh, yes. That's right. I will most certainly burn. That is for sure. It is not
Yeah.
nice. I end up looking like a raccoon when I burn.
Yeah, you guys just make sure that
It's
if
pretty
you
bad.
get to go, that you know, get us some good stuff, so then we can talk about it on the thing. That would be awesome.
Yes,
That would be great.
definitely.
They don't let you take pictures, which is kind of funny, but I don't know if that's because, you know, the way that they have with the media. But I would definitely like to be able to end up with a picture and an autograph with some of the guys.
Yeah.
You know, not to discredit any of the other guys, but you know, there are your favorites that when you get there, you'd always like hope like a little kid, like, please let me meet him.
Right.
Like I'd love to just fist bump Fred Warner. Like if I could just see Fred Warner, I could just fist bump him like, hey man. It'd be so fun.
Yeah. That
But
would.
we'll definitely see. Right. And
Yeah, that would be cool. So I hope you guys get to attend, you know, one of the events they have going on down there. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, I hope so.
absolutely. And then now, one thing that I've been looking forward to is, you know, something different to do on the show. And it's a little game called Who Am I? So I'll read off a couple of statements. Well, I actually have 11, but I'll, you know, obviously I'll do it slowly. But I'm going to read a statement and you ladies can guess who am I referring to? And I put an easy one. So just in case if we need to figure out how this is going to work, the easy one should be able to get the ball rolling really good. So, number one, I negated my own pick six by running out of the back of the end zone in Denver. Who am I?
Do we really have to comment?
Oh,
Oh God. You know that
I wanted to make the
right
first
there,
one.
that right there messed up our seating. Like I was so like seriously, like that messed up our seating when we lost that stupid game. Wasn't it like 10-11 or some weird crap like that? That score was.
Yeah.
It's like a baseball score.
Yes, it was so bad. So bad.
It was so bad. All right, number two. I never missed a kick in the playoffs, going a perfect 29 for 29. Who am I?
Never missed a kick in the playoffs. It would have to be Robbie Gold.
Gold. Yeah, Robbie.
That's right.
Of course, there's a kicker one in here.
Hey, we're universal.
I would have missed old Robbie, I'll tell you.
That's right.
I know.
I think that's why there's a lot of pressure on this Jake Moody guy because he's filling big shoes.
He's got some huge shoes to fill. Exactly. Did anybody pick up Robbie? I didn't
Not to
think
my
so.
knowledge, no.
I haven't heard.
I did not think so. He's still out there chilling.
Yep.
Hey.
With his that contract, big old price tag.
Right.
Like, oh dang, who's gonna pick you up?
Somebody will get him when it's inevitable. There'll be a kicker that will be out or whatever, and then that's the team that he'll sign because he's got to be the next one that's signed. Like there's not that I don't believe there's that many free agent kickers like him out there, but and teams will overpay just so they can make sure that they have a kicker.
As long as he doesn't go to the Eagles.
And I haven't. Oh gosh, or the Cowboys.
Even worse. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. I thought Chicago was seriously gonna look into bringing him back.
That's what I thought.
I really thought that was just gonna be just a no-brainer for Chicago to just bring him back. But
They see that price tag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So number 3, I'm the first quarterback to beat. I'm the first quarterback to beat Brady in my first career start. Who am I?
Brock Purdy.
That's right.
First rookie.
That game was crazy because do you guys remember that big ass hit that was laid on him?
Mhm.
And then he just got up and then, I mean, he just shrugged it off like it was nothing and kept on going. But that was a huge hit. I'm like, oh my God, I think they killed him.
Yeah, like everybody stopped breathing, Like,
yes.
Okay, he's okay. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, he got up like he gets hit like that every day.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow, that's when you knew he was going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was at a watch party
quarterback
for that game.
For the Niners.
Yeah, the guy got up. I was at a watch party for that game. And when he got hit, everybody was like in midair going. And then when he shook it off, it's like, oh, okay.
Crazy more. Yep.
All right, so the next one. I went to college at NDSU and was drafted in 2021. Who am I?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. Lance.
Yeah, that's right.
North Dakota State.
I finished my 2018 season by breaking the record for receiving yards by a tight end. Who am I?
Oh, George Kittle.
Georgie.
Yay! Pineapple.
I wrote that down. I was like, Jess is going to love this one. With 8 seconds left in the game on a 3rd and 3, I made a catch in the end zone to complete a 25-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Steve Young, defeating the Packers. Who am I?
Oh.
Terrell Owens.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
T.O.
And the next one. My catch started the dynasty.
Dwight Clark.
Who am I?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I remember that one.
49ers erased a 28-point second-half deficit to defeat this team in 1980. Who am I? I'll give you a clue. It's not one person.
In 1980.
49ers erased a 28-point second-half deficit to defeat this team in 1980.
I should know this.
Uh-huh.
Can we phone a friend and go to the chat?
Yeah, really. I mean, hell, I was only 15 then. What do I know?
That was actually the first year that I actually understood football. I was 8.
Hey, look, I was into Revlon and John 2, Wind Song. So what do I know? 28-point deficit.
Terradome says the Saints.
Absolutely.
It was?
Oh, wow.
It would be the Saints.
Really?
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
His memory's way better than
Okay.
mine.
All right, next one. Halloween 1998. So we'll bring it up just a little bit. We'll go from the 80s to the 90s. Halloween 1998, and I quote, It was only third and short, so I thought I'd try it. Who am I?
98. It was third and short. I thought I'd try it. I should know this.
Damn, I see his face.
I
Oh, shit.
I can't.
Oh.
Really? Chat?
No, it wasn't. 1998?
Halloween 1998. And this is the quote. It was only third and short, so I thought I'd try it.
It wasn't Smith.
Bebop said moose.
Jeff Garcia?
No. He is a quarterback.
Wasn't Alex Smith.
Bryant said mooch. Callie said Hurst.
Mm-mm. No, Jeff Garcia is close. He's a quarterback. But you gotta go back a little bit.
Yeah.
God.
Dang. Pterodome says smooch.
No.
No, not the coach.
Rattay.
He's quarterback.
Tim
1998.
Pterodome says Rattay. I cannot think.
Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. Huh.
There was an interview apparently, and they were asking about that game, and he had said when they had won, and it said it was only third and short, so I thought I'd try it. So that was his answers to his interview as to, I guess, when they won.
Who were they playing? Does it say? Like what game it was?
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, me too.
I will go and find.
Oh yeah, he was definitely
look
trying
that
to
up
run
really
for it. I mean, that's Steve Young. That's what made him awesome, because he was mobile.
Yeah. A lefty.
Loved it.
A mobile lefty.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's
Made me proud.
I loved Steve Young. He's probably the funnest quarterback that we had. Just exciting. Like every time he was out there, like just full of excitement, because you never knew what he was gonna do, and we would catch teams off guard so much, and he'd just take off running, and it was just awesome.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved him. He was so awesome. It's a shame what ESPN did to him, but whatever.
It sure is. I mean, hell, he made it interesting, because them other ones were on there like,
Oh, they're literally like
Barbie
losing
dolls on
ratings, like left and
steroids.
right. Yeah. Yeah,
know?
there's people that are just like, yeah, okay, well, I'm not watching this anymore, because a lot of people just watched for like Steve Young and Susie Colbert and that crew's gone. And because if it's anything like the Get Up crew, the lames that they have on Get Up, yeah, I'm good. I don't watch any of that now.
yeah.
Yeah, I only watch NFL Network.
Right. Yep. Because I just can't, They took all my people off ESPN. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I always look forward to
Please.
Steve's commentary,
Yes.
and how he would get excited, saying, yeah, well, the same thing happened to me, but
Right.
he would like really give it some detail, of what was going on, as opposed to the Barbie dolls with the microphone going, I'm here with ESPN. I'm here to broadcast. It's like, go away.
It's I
So to
just
go back to the
yeah.
1998 game,
Uh-huh.
it was
Oh,
the
no.
Vikings.
Minnesota.
Vikings.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a
'cause the Vikings-
24-21.
Yeah, because the Vikings thought they were somebody then. Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So next one. This one should be easier. I beat Jim Brown's touchdown mark on September 5th, 1994. Who am I?
Oh. Excuse me. Jim Brown. Oh, I love Jim Brown.
Yeah.
1994. Was that?
It would have to be Rice, I guess. Right? Jerry Rice?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have to be
Yes.
Rice. Yeah.
Yeah, because he has a. Yeah, it would have to be Rice
He
because
still holds
still
that
has the
record, too. As a matter of fact, nobody's been
Right.
able to get it. Yep.
He still has that record. So.
Yep. Yeah. People are trying to say that, that a lot of his records going to be broken, but there are some that are not going to ever be broken. And I'm so happy about that.
Yep.
Me too.
And he will.
That's why
And
he's the GOAT.
Right.
he,
There you
he
go.
has said
There
the
you go,
same
Jess.
thing.
Yes.
You might get
Yes.
some of them, but you ain't going to get all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep. And Callie says versus
All
the
right, and the
Raiders
last
on
one
Monday
that I
Night
have.
Football.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
208 touchdowns.
I was only
That's
5, so I have to go
no
back
way.
and watch certain things, unfortunately.
I'm right there
Yeah.
with you.
Apparently, in the museum at the stadium, at Levi Stadium, every catch that Rice has caught, they have a football hanging up above it. So
That
I
is
guess they have
correct.
Mhm.
like this almost
Wow.
chandelier looking thing of just
Yeah.
football. And I'd love to see that in person one day.
Me
I've been to the
too.
stadium a couple times, but have not made it into the museum.
Me
And
too.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
it's
see that.
it's really cool how they
Really?
have like the whole museum set up.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I gotta
I have
get
to
there.
see that. Pterodome says 1,549 receptions, 22,895 yards.
Woo!
Like, these are just things that are just never going to be broken. Like, there's a couple of the smaller ones, that have those, but the big daddies, the major ones,
No,
no one's
no.
gonna.
No,
Nope.
I'm sorry. That goes down in time. Okay?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have it wrong, I think that Fitzgerald may have been pretty close to maybe getting on those, and then he didn't even,
he didn't
make it to get it. So
No.
if Larry Fitzgerald didn't get it, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna make up.
No.
Oh, and he was fast too. He was super fast.
Yes.
And the
It's
last
true.
one is Faithful to the Bay. Who am I?
Everybody.
Yeah,
No.
49ers.
I thought she was trying to say
Mhm.
that's what I was trying to figure out, like, who's the first person that said that? I was like, I don't know.
Good stuff.
That was fun because you really got us
Thank you. Yeah, I
thinking
just wanted
about
to-
some
Yeah.
stuff. Like, what? You made us actually use our noggins for a minute
Yeah,
there.
I had to take my hat off because I'm sweating now. My brain hurts.
Right.
That is so
was
fun.
A lot of fun.
But
I'm not used to that education.
Right.
there's a lot to look forward to.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be
I'm
definitely a
really-
lot to look forward to, and
Yep.
only just a few more days away. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
yeah.
And
A few more
So-
days away, and we're going to see some, hopefully we're going to see some fast action.
Yes.
And we're going to see some nice bodies. That's the only kind of education I need at night.
Sending our prayers out to all the players, man. Let's try to get through this training camp healthy. Like all of our guys healthy. Let's try to get through this training camp healthy. That would be great. I do have a bonus question for you guys though. What competition are you looking the most forward to for training camp?
Damn, Peachy.
I'm going to say the secondary.
Yeah, I would say the secondary also, but I was also thinking wide receivers.
Okay. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of them.
We already know like the core
11 or 12 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a bunch.
But, you know, just to see who can really do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always say the secondary when somebody asks me that question, because sometimes the secondary scares me. But I would have to say this year, not only secondary, but wide receivers.
Yeah. I think that the wide receivers, I believe that's going to be so interesting because just like you said, you know, we have our core group, of course, but then you've got like who's going to be like 4, 5, you know, 6, that kind of stuff, because there's some guys, and we drafted, you know, like a one that I believe is going to make his name in training camp, and I'm looking forward to him. I watched him in in college anyway, so Big Ten, got to or whatever. But I think that he's going to surprise people, and I think that he might take a position away from like numerical position away from another receiver that we thought may have been a shoe-in to make it.
Yeah.
So you just never ever know about that. Mine is I'm looking at the running backs, and I'm not looking at the running backs as far as like anything, but who's gonna be behind Christian McCaffrey, like who's gonna be number 2, who's gonna be number 3. Now, what I'm saying is, there one running back that is going to move up and just surprise everyone and just show out in training camp, and give Kyle and the running coordinator something to think about. So we'll see. We know that CMC is number 1, so you just set him to the side, and then you just look at second, whatever, because ain't nobody beating him. He's more than awesome. So that's definitely not happening. Yeah. So that's the group that I'm paying attention to, are the running backs.
That actually be intriguing. Because I want to see Mitchell do better, and I'm hoping that I don't want to sit here and write off anybody and say that they're injury prone, because that's just mean. But I know that he has unfortunately had a bad year. I will give him that. He had a bad year. So I'm hoping that for the love of God, he'll just look over the man, and 2023 will just be his season to come back and, put Jordan Mason aside and be like, no, little guy, I'm still coming back for my spot. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing Mitchell. And then at that, point, if he is going to be healthy, maybe at that time we should trade him. But I just would like to see him, before he leaves, do one more good thing like he did for the Niners in 2021. Just ball out and just show us the way, because we already have CMC, and maybe if we don't have to use CMC so much in the beginning of the year, and we just save him for when we have to at the end of the year.
Love it. Yeah. I
definitely don't want to overwork him.
Right. Yeah, which is why, the one thing that I think that more than ever, I think that it's more about depth. And what you have, behind whatever. So like you said, so we don't have to run, CMC into the ground, because we know that we got a lot that we're going to need him for this year in some of these games. Philly, that's one. But we have all these different ones, and we have Baltimore, is the games that we have. And we want to keep him, as fresh as we possibly can. So we definitely don't want to have to, run any of the running backs, especially not our top running back, into the ground. I think CMC is going to do some amazing things this year. And even with a full season, I mean, just look what he did with just the games that, whenever he came in and he was here. So think about that in a full season of everything.
To be off the chain.
Yes. So I'm very, very excited about that right there. CMC, I really am.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to watch. But I also am excited about the secondary, like I'm sure all of us are. And that's because you just never know what's gonna happen in the secondary. So everybody gets nervous and you get that little twinge and you're like, oh. But we have, if those guys can do what they need to do or whatever, they're gonna be dangerous. They're gonna be scary. They really are. Yes. That's what we need them to do. I think with us having a better line in front of them with our front seven, I think that we're going to be able to get to the quarterback with the addition of Hargrave. I think that we're going to be able to rush the quarterback a lot better than we did last year, because that's one thing that we had missing last year was the pass rush, and we fixed that and tempered that up and got it going. So that's going to be easier on our secondary to do what they need to do. So I'm looking forward to a lot of INTs this year from our guys, a lot of PBUs, a lot of disruption. I think it's definitely going to be a big year for that. Couple of pick sixes.
Oh yeah, a lot of pick sixes. That's what
a lot of pick sixes would be great.
Hey.
So yeah.
I'm hoping my boy Eric Armstead stays hungry.
Yep. Agree.
I love that guy. I mean, he's so damn tall, but I'm hoping he stays hungry. And with the addition of Hargrave on there.
Yep.
Woo.
Bosa's about to get paid, so he's gonna be fired up because he's about to get paid.
Did you guys see the picture? There was a picture of Bosa and his physique.
Oh yeah,
I forgot what. Lord,
born in shape, that's for sure.
I mean, you talk about a six-pack.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, how does someone stay rippled like that all year? I mean, he makes Michelangelo's statue of David look like.
The coolest thing, though, outside of everything that I'm so excited when the NFL Network moved, when they do the NFL Top 100, that they moved it to during training camp.
Oh,
because I love when that happens and guys see where they're at and they're voted and all this stuff. It just makes them work so much harder, and I'm so happy that they're doing it during training camp, because that way whenever the 49ers get screwed, as the 49ers always do in one way or another, then it just gives them added motivation to be like, oh, okay, so so you guys don't quite have enough respect for me, so I'm gonna make you respect me and all that stuff. Because even though people are like, oh, it don't mean nothing, the players,
it does
vote on this, so it means everything to the players. And a player's lying if they say that it doesn't bother them when they feel like that they should be like in the top 50 and they come in at like 87 or something like that. So it definitely does, and it does give them added motivation, and that's just amazing. We already have Deebo that's already highly motivated because he's talking about how bad he was, like so I'm so excited to see this new this new inspired Deebo, to just go
Mhm.
out
Yeah,
there and
yeah.
just wreck it this year.
Same here.
Because, you know,
Yes.
he wasn't trash last year, but he talks like that's how he felt he was last year. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's what you feel, then bring it on. Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, like I
Getting
said,
his
I'm
mind
glad.
right.
I'm glad that he had that soul searching moment.
Yeah.
You know, he realizes it, and he's stepping up. He wants to step up to the plate, and that's a great thing, because not only is he going to be physically fit, he's going to be mentally fit.
Right.
He's
That's
mentally
important.
stronger now.
Absolutely.
So that's
Yeah, and
great.
these guys. Yeah, Deebo's not going anywhere, but for the rest of the guys that are be trying to earn their roster spot, they got until the 29th of August to figure it out, because
Right.
that's the day. That's going to be the day, and that's going to be, just as soon as that 53-man roster's out, everybody's going to be like, all right, who made it and who didn't?
I
Yeah.
know. That's D-Day, man. That's, when
Yeah.
they start making those cuts, the first one's like, but then when they start making those other ones to get down to the,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
it's always someone who you never expect. Every single year, it's someone, and then you just have the teams, just like I said last week, that are just waiting and hungry and like watching, to see who the 49ers,
Mm-hmm.
are
Yeah.
dumping off, so that they could run and get them. They don't have to do any
Right.
homework. They just know, if they're on the 49ers, the scouts did all their homework. They got all this. So, we don't have to do all that. We'll just sit back and wait for them to fall to us.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens too. They just start sopping them up like a biscuit.
Okay. Now the hawks and the vultures will be out.
Oh, yes,
They'll
absolutely.
be circling.
The sea
Definitely.
chicken's number one.
And it's kind of upsetting, because you don't want to see guys that used to, be on our team, and you're like, you're not working out for us, jerk McKinnon, and then go off and actually play the ball. You're like, what?
Right.
Like, how come you didn't play as good as we're here with the Niners?
So
I hate seeing that.
I know.
just the
It's like,
fact
oh, now you
that,
decide to play.
that he has a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, dude? You freaking have a ring. Like, when I saw him at that ring ceremony, I was like, oh, God.
No, that's when you want to say, sit your ass down.
It's ridiculous.
That's right.
He has a ring. I just want to cry. Like, oh my God. I can't believe he got a ring before we did.
Yeah. We got the Niners like, oh, I'm glad I left. Not, no.
Ugh. Things to make you go,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Bryant says it could have been Trey Sermon. Oh, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that's all right. We just keep going on. There's a reason why he's not with us, and we got McCaffrey now, so we're good.
We are more than good.
But
Yeah.
we are so set.
Yeah.
And it's
But I
kind of
was
hard
really
to really
hoping
think
for him.
about, where. Oh yeah, it's kind of hard to sit back and think like, oh, where am I worried? Because you start looking at all these different assets that the team has even before the final cuts. It's like, man, well, they seem to have the good pick of the litter, and even if everybody's saying, oh, the Niners aren't going to be, a lot of people within either the NFL or a lot of other just franchises, they'll never give the Niners the credit that they truly deserve. They'll never speak it into any earshot of them, because they just can't stand it. It's the 49ers against everybody, and sorry, Don Burr, but it's the Niners against everybody, not, you against everybody. But
Yeah, that's true.
right.
We know Bryant. He says 2 former Niners running backs that made the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was, and just think about all that money that we paid to McKinnon too, man, while he was here, and then he gets to go to the Chiefs and make like pennies on the dollar, and he's fine with that, but while he wants to talk all this crap, like he literally leaves out the fact that we paid him so much money for nothing when he got here.
Yeah.
So it really just irks me so bad because he talks so bad about us, and I'm like, dude, you're literally like have money in your pocket because of us.
You're the reason why the daggone Chiefs took you. I mean, you know what I mean? We're the reason.
Yes.
So, like, what are you saying?
It's insane. He's something else. You know what I'm saying? I just.
That's all right. Let that piece of work stay out there. We're cool.
Well, I am so glad. Like pretty much every position that we have, we're pretty deep at it, and that's all you want. You want your scouts to do their job. You want them to go out and figure out who's going to be the best fit here and there and whatever. And so I'm looking exciting. I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about the new defensive coordinator. What he was basically saying is, it's like he had to come in and make a bunch of, wanted a bunch of changes. He just wanted to, kind of fill in little holes that he saw. And one of them was Hargrave. And, because he realized the same thing that most intelligent, people who watch football a lot know is that, we weren't able to rush the passer. So we needed to be able to do that. So now we have stolen. That's how I look at it. One of the best defensive players that Philly had, which is another reason why that their fans are just irate and keep picking at us because we pretty much have their best defensive player.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And they got rid of a lot of coaches and some other key players.
Sure did.
That's why they're still squawking, talking about, oh, we're going to take the East again. But this one guy was telling on a sports thing I was listening to, he's like, you're talking all that, thinking that, you're going to take the East again. I got news for you. The Giants are going to beat you at your own game. And I was like, ooh.
We shall see.
Ooh, smack. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we shall see. To me, like hands
Well, here's
down
a question
top.
from the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you ladies would like to answer this one.
Go ahead.
Y'all don't want me to answer this. You go ahead and get that, Jess.
I'm not going to touch this.
This is a wait and see situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
We'll see.
I will say my Oko keeps saying, and he actually said today again, that is the plan is for Purdy to be week 1 starter. That's what they're planning on, but their choice of words is quite interesting now. So I'm like, okay, because a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about Brock Purdy's going to start, blah, 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 and all this stuff. Now it's like the 49ers plan is, and see me, I pay attention to like the small little, words that they say and everything.
Right.
So I think we're going to see what happens in training camp. If that arm strength is not, what I'm saying, where it needs to be, and it's not, and then you have a certain Trey Lance, he goes out there and, being 100%, and that arm strength gets down the field and, gets some receivers and everything like that. And Brock is still, trying to get that back, we just don't know.
Right.
We just have no idea. But
the best thing is just to let it all play out.
Right. Because it's all going to play out in training camp. It does every year. It does every single year. Absolutely. It plays out the way it's going to play out. And
I'm past thinking what if. Let it be, and whatever happens.
Right.
Yep. Amen.
Amen.
Absolutely.
I'm a still root for
that'll be the best situation.
Yeah.
That'll be the best. And that's when everybody actually starts putting in their work and all their efforts, and we'll see the true colors of, who's going to decide to show up and work out or pack up and go home, because Niners want winners, and we're going for that Super Bowl just like every year. But this time it feels like we're definitely on the road. We're on the right
Super Bowl or bust.
path this time. We've been on a couple of different paths.
Well,
so it's going to be definitely intriguing
mindset. And we have to keep that positive mindset.
Absolutely.
Whoever it is, whether it's Trey or Brock or even Sam, whoever is out there that Kyle Shanahan feels gives us the best chance to win with, as 49er fans and faithful for almost 43 years.
Preach, come on.
You gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with it and be like, you know what? We have trusted the organization up to this point, and we've been competitive for years now. And you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's what I've been saying. Whoever gives us the best chance to win, that's who I want out there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that is in every position. That's not just quarterback. That's every position. Whoever they feel is the best 53.
It's the whole team effort.
That will be out there. And it won't, you know what I'm saying? And whoever's out there that, is in that starter, that starts and does whatever, and we're winning games, then that's who I'm rocking with, because he's wearing that 49ers on there, and I'll have on my 49ers stuff, and there you go.
Exactly.
And they're all 49ers.
You got to support the team.
Yep.
It's all about team effort. Support the team.
Yep. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great, because they have, as a group, they've got a great group. The whole entire core, offense, defense, all the way around. It's definitely going to be a year worth watching. This isn't one of those years where you're like, oh man, I'm a Niner fan. Nope, never. This is going to be a spectacular year.
Right. And that's the thing. You got to, like I say, you got to keep that positive mindset and know deep in our psyche that this is going to happen. And, if everybody is cohesive in it and that same mindset, and like I said, it's not only physical, it's mental.
Right.
If everybody keeps that same mindset, it's going to be a hell of a year.
I have a better feeling about this year with us reaching the Super Bowl this year than I had when we went to the Super Bowl 1920. Yeah, it's kind of late. So that year that we went, and we did really good. Like, we were undefeated up until we played Seattle, and then we had the substitute kicker, and lost that game or whatever. We were like 9-0 up until that point, or something like that. Undefeated. I do feel so much better with just researching the depth and just looking at the core guys we have, and a lot of people, not us of course, but a lot of people really don't understand how important it is to have a strong front seven. Like, they just do not get that can get to the quarterback. Like, they just don't understand like how important that is. And we know how important that is. And it can change a game in seconds. Just being able to knock the ball out or to disrupt the quarterback play. And when they throw, then it's picked off, or, pick six, or all this thing can change. And so I really feel like that our defense is going to be so much stronger this year. And Wilkes is really awesome. And I'm so happy that we have him, because what he did was he came in and he's like, you got this in place. I love this, blah, blah, blah. But let's tweak it. Let's tweak it just a little bit and whatever, because I got some ideas. And we got Hargrave, and, it just kind of went from there. and we let some, pieces go that a lot of people didn't think we were going to, but then we replaced them with, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just really excited about this year. And I really think that this is going to be our year to win the Super Bowl, because this team is strong. It's so strong and deep.
I really like the aspect of Wilkes being in a booth.
Yep.
Me too.
I love that. I mean, that's
the eye in the sky.
Old school 101. But I like
he
that
said
idea.
he gets away from everything, all the emotions, and he's always going to be a step ahead.
Yes.
It's very strategic.
Yep. I love it too.
Very strategic. I love it.
Me too.
And that's going to be a very big asset for us.
Yep. I think it is too. I'm just excited about this friggin' season. I wish I could go to more games than just a couple, but unfortunately I can't. Yeah. But I will be watching them on the Sunday ticket. So
I'm gonna find somebody with a Sunday ticket. If
all of them, I will be watching them on this. But I'm so excited about it, ladies. Like, this is just gonna be. I just have a feeling like this is it. Like this is gonna bring us 6. I think this is finally gonna bring us 6.
Yeah. Get us all pumped up.
Definitely. And with that, I do appreciate you ladies coming on here tonight, and appreciate the chat showing up today. And I hope everybody tunes in. And if you caught us in the beginning, middle, or end, feel free to go back and rewatch it. Share with your friends, your family, maybe some other 49er faithful that don't know about our show, Ladies of Empire, every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. California time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And as the year gets rolling, we'll have more content coming out and more exciting news, because we can't sit here and expect anything, because we are expecting unexpected and just hoping for the best. And it's all about the Niners, red and gold all day. And definitely hope that everybody has a great and wonderful evening, and looking forward to these little last few days of wondering, because once that competition starts, it's not going to stop, and it's going to be great.
Go Niners.
But thank you, ladies, so much. Do we have any final thoughts? Go Niners. Excellent. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening.